Hi guys, I'm Dr. Ankit.
हाय आई एम डॉक्टर मारवा। सर ये वाली स्लाइड दोबारा पढ़ना।
सर कैमरा ऑन नहीं था।
अरे यार ऐसे मत बोल भाई,
शुरू से
दोबारा।
सर अब ले लो, अब कुछ खाते नहीं है।
नहीं सर, मुझे आपकी तरह एकदम फिट होना है
तो भाई खाना तो बिना खाना खा के मैं रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं करूँगा।
सर। नॉनवेज खाते हो आप?
हाँ नॉनवेज ही तो है सर।
ये नॉनवेज था?
हाँ।
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Ankit,
हाय आई एम डॉक्टर मारवा।
and today we will discuss an integrated session on a very important and pertinent topic, that is diabetes mellitus. So before we start our topic, you are aware with the recent updates that we have a wonderful drug in the market which is producing very good weight loss. But there is a problem. If you take this drug, it can lead to acute pancreatitis, even shock. It can lead to sudden vision loss. So yes, it's an anti-diabetic drug. Yes, we are talking about semaglutide, comes with the brand name Ozempic. So keeping this thing in mind, let's start with our topic of diabetes mellitus.
तो मेरा आप लोगों से एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि आप आई एम सिटिंग विद द लेजेंड ऑफ फार्माकोलॉजी, तो आप लोगों ने फटाफट से आई वांट यू गाइस टू कमेंट इन द चैट बॉक्स व्हिच इज द insulin that needs to be taken once a week. I'll be waiting for your answers in the comment when this goes live. Which insulin needs to be taken once a week? That's one. The second one that I wanted to comment very fast right now, right here, is which antidiabetic drug is even more efficacious than insulin? Because traditionally we read about like insulin is like the godfather of management of diabetes, but I think you would have commented, so I'll just say that for those of you who are just new to pharmacology, or those who have gone through the video lectures, that Ecodec is like once a week insulin that we shall be using, and that would be like an ultra long acting format of insulin, because traditionally we read about Degludec, or we read about Detemir, or we read about a couple of other long acting ones, Glargine, etc., that sir will be talking about. But like medical science is always about exploring and rather widening our horizons. So I think sir you would agree that patients would always be loving that once a week kind of an insulin.
Agreed.
And second, what I want to highlight is that if you read the anti-diabetes or the American Diabetes Association guidelines 2025, he's saying very two interesting facts. One is that the drug that's even more efficacious and is in fact having a better glycemic control even more than insulin is semaglutide or tirzepatide that sir will be talking about. So that is like I mean a miracle, or I would say something nothing short of, I think, exceptional, because we had insulin as a godfather, as I said. And another point from the medicine perspective that I want to highlight before you, and you would have noticed this Diwali, most of the time in India, on Diwali people give sweets, or people gift each other mithai. But this time on Diwali, we Indians have become a little more aware of this silent epidemic of diabetes and obesity going on, that thankfully the sale of mithai went down, and it is the CGM, the continuous glucose monitor, that is being sold. That CGM patch that you put. In fact, guys, I think all of you would be aware that the best way for glycemic control in diabetes mellitus happens to be that continuous glucose monitor, and not HbA1c, as was the answer earlier, because in diabetes the sugar will crash also, and if the sugar will crash, then obviously that HbA1c is not going to talk about those hypoglycemic episodes that can occur. And a normal person, like you can connect it to your mobile phone, you can scan and get the data on your mobile, and a normal person checks his phone 100 times a day. So if somebody will check his blood sugar so many times per day, you can very well understand that that person will be tempted to at least take care of the fact that why the sugar is elevated or why it is crashing. So I think we are going to tell you a lot of updates, but yeah, this is like the opening part. So yes sir, I think I've been doing the talking, so you can introduce the drugs part here from the perspective of the types of diabetes.
Yes, sir. Your talking actually is also making me nervous. I already have eaten a lot of sweets in this Diwali.
Okay.
So I'll be cautious. I hope I'll follow your instructions. So we traditionally know that there are various types of diabetes. Type 1, which is an autoimmune, in which there is beta cell destruction and there is absolute insulin deficiency, and 3 drugs are approved. The overall drug of choice is insulin. And if you are not giving insulin in type 1 diabetes, you are doing something criminal to your patient. But apart from insulin, only 2 other drugs are approved in type 1 diabetes. The first one is acarbose and second one is pramlintide. They are just used as an add-on drug. Let's come to the more common form of diabetes, which occurs by eating lot of sweets. That means which occurs in obese people, sedentary lifestyle, high calorie diet. Yes, we are talking about type 2 diabetes, which occurs rather because of peripheral resistance to insulin. And here traditionally we have a wonderful drug, a century-old drug, time and tested drug, that is metformin, which is always started as first. But if still the HbA1c or the glucose level are not under control, then we add other oral hypoglycemic agent. But traditionally we used to say that type 2 diabetes is non-insulin dependent diabetes. But sir, can you tell me that why we don't use this term anymore?
Well, what I just want to say at the moment is that, especially in type 2 diabetes, you see, we are talking about insulin resistance. So one, the question arises why. So when you talk about why, there's going to be a genetic basis behind it, this polygenetic pattern of inheritance. So when we are talking about MODY, subsequently, you'll notice we'll say autosomal dominant, but for type 2 diabetes, it is going to be like, the polygenetic pattern of inheritance. Now, a patient is obviously going to ask you that why my receptors are misbehaving at like 50 years of age. At birth, everything was fine. No, sir, for 5 decades my insulin receptors are working and now suddenly my receptors have stopped working. So you would explain to him that it is due to genetic reasons. And at this point I want to bring to your attention that in a type 2 diabetes, that diagnosis, if the HbA1c is more than 10%, then we don't start with oral hypoglycemic drugs. We'll start the patient on insulin only. Now, an intelligent patient of yours would ask you that, sir, why are you starting me on insulin if you're telling me that insulin resistance is there? Makes sense, guys. Like this guy, patient of yours, well educated, wearing an Apple Watch or a Samsung Galaxy Watch, he's health conscious. He tells you, doc, I have a ChatGPT 5 subscription and I found on that insulin resistance is there in type 2 diabetes and you're giving me insulin, sir. I mean, how will it work? So he has a genuine point. Now, what you'll explain to this ultra knowledgeable patient of yours is that one, in this condition, when you give insulin, you are achieving supraphysiological levels of insulin. So that supraphysiological levels will overcome that insulin resistance. And that is why, that the query that's put up for non-insulin dependent. So what you can see is that insulin will finally work in this patient. No, because you are achieving that supraphysiological level. And second, what I want to say is that not all the receptors are going to be resistant. It's a partial resistance that is present in this patient. So do take care, guys, whether it's practice, whether it's multiple choice questions. A lot of people say that, doing MCQs will not help you in clinical practice or clinical practice will not help you in MCQs. Man, both are interrelated because knowledge is the solid base. So if a patient is having an HbA1c more than 10%, we don't start with oral hypoglycemic drugs. We'll start with insulin for management of these patients, or we can start with semaglutide as well. Though it's expensive, 300 रुपए का गोली भाई तो patient तो रोएगा ना. एक 300 रुपए का एक गोली है and it's gonna be it's like a long treatment, right? So obviously Indian government now is planning to introduce semaglutide as not only an anti-obesity drug as we were joking initially, but apart from the jokes apart, what I wanna say is that it is one of the main weapons that we have, GLP-1 receptor agonist, because they decrease cardiovascular mortality. Because in type 2 diabetes, you would have seen silent death. I can take example of Sushma Swaraj ma'am. She was our Minister for External Affairs and she was a diabetic. Ma'am went into diabetic nephropathy. Then she had a kidney transplant at AIIMS Delhi. And post kidney transplantation, she had recovered. But one fine day, she had, I think, a silent MI and we lost her. And then Arun Jaitley, sir, minister, again, he was a diabetic and we lost 2 brilliant cabinet rank ministers. Not that I support any political party. What I want to tell you is a cabinet rank minister, man, is going to be having the best medical care. There's going to be a doctor posted at the house. There's going to be an ambulance available. And still we have patients dying due to cardiovascular mortality. So the weapon that we have now, which can decrease cardiovascular mortality, in all your exams, sir, I think you would agree that they've asked about which anti-diabetic drug lowers cardiovascular mortality. Well, we have two weapons now. In fact, one is obviously the gliflozins, as sir will be discussing, and second is the GLP-1 receptor agonist, that is semaglutide. So don't be under impression that it is big pharma doing corruption and therefore every doctor is writing semaglutide. No, guys, it's not like this. We are talking about a randomized control trial. We're talking about peer-reviewed randomized control trials and meta-analysis that have been done. And after that, because there's a documented evidence of a decrease in the cardiovascular mortality, which is why we are talking about these drugs. Yes, sir.
So sir, I think the students can easily remember कि type 2 डायबिटीज में भी इंसुलिन दी जाती है, इसीलिए हम इसे नॉन इंसुलिन डिपेंडेंट डायबिटीज नहीं बोलेंगे. So sir, what is this MODY you were talking about?
मैच्योरिटी ऑनसेट डायबिटीज़ इन यंग पीपल. आपके पास एक पेशेंट आया, उसकी उम्र 25 साल है. उसका आईटी कैपिटल ऑफ इंडिया है बेंगलुरु, वहाँ पे उसकी जॉब लगी है एक सिलिकॉन कंपनी में. मान लो TCS में जॉब लगी है. तो 25 साल का लड़का मेरे पास आया, कहता है सर आई गॉट माई एम्प्लॉयमेंट लेटर फ्रॉम TCS, उसमें लिखा है कि मेडिकल कराना है. तो आई वेंट फॉर माई मेडिकल सर, एंड उसमें ना मेरी फास्टिंग ब्लड शुगर जो है वो आ रही है 180. So he's showing me that report and saying, doctor, I think there's some lab mistake. Lab is making a mistake that my blood sugar is elevated and I don't have diabetes, sir. I'm totally okay. I'm totally asymptomatic. So I told this guy with a single report, obviously, fasting values, you cannot diagnose diabetes because you're aware fasting values more than 126 to our values more than 200 would help in identification. But in this guy, single report will not help. So I asked him to get it a second time. Now the second time also, the guy's fasting sugar is turning out to be elevated. So I have to tell him like what is going on. So before I tell him what is going on, I asked him, is your father a diabetic? He said, yes sir, my father sahab is a diabetic. Then I asked him, what about your chacha ji and taya ji? He says, wo bhi diabetic hai sir. Then I पूछा, आपके दादा जी? Sir, I've never met my grandfather, but he died suddenly one day. So like, that would have been, that sudden silent MI or cardiovascular mortality that I was talking about. So guys, what I want to bring to your attention is that in MODY, if you're having at least 2 or more than 2 successive generations where this diabetes is running, and I'm very sure some point or time in your life, you would have come across people, not as patients, but, just distant relatives saying कि जी हमारे खानदान में सबको डायबिटीज़ चलती है, हर जनरेशन में किसी ना किसी को डायबिटीज़ है. तो वहाँ पे जो डायबिटीज़ हो सकती है वो MODY होती है. MODY इज ऑटोसोमल डोमिनेंट कंडीशन. इसकी अलग अलग वैरायटीज़ हैं. तो मतलब वो MODY वाले जो वैरायटीज़ हैं, दोज आर लाइक व्हाट आई वांट टू से एट द मोमेंट इज इंडिया में सबसे कॉमन है MODY3. और मतलब जो MODY3 in fact is one of the most common ones, and I'll not get into the genetics of it at the moment. But यहाँ पे दिक्कत क्या होती है कि the problem with these patients would be that beta cell mass in these patients would be preserved. Right, it is the release of insulin that is defective, but there is no destruction of beta cells. Type 1 diabetes, beta cells are gone, man. They're destroyed by autoimmunity. But in MODY, the beta cells are not destroyed, but due to defective genes, the cells are not working. So the difference between type 1 and MODY would be that the beta cell mass in MODY would be preserved, but it would be lesser with respect to type 1 diabetes.
So I think हमारे भारत में, हमारे देश में that हम प्रॉपर्टी तो इनहेरिट करते ही हैं, तो कई बार अगर हम डायबिटीज़ में इनहेरिट कर रहे हैं तो MODY हो गया सर.
वो उसके पीछे भी एक लंबी कहानी है, मैं उसमें जाऊंगा तो ये लोग हंसेंगे. सर एक्चुअली नेचर में देयर हैज़ बीन अ आर्टिकल दैट इज पब्लिश्ड दैट ऑल दिस डायबिटीज़ इन इंडिया is because of 2 reasons. One is the colonial rule of गोरा सरकार that we had.
Yes.
That is because कि उन्होंने इतना जायज़ा कर लगाया सर हमारे ऊपर में कि हमारे ancestors की फोटोग्राफ देखो सर, they were like so thin and malnourished.
Yes.
They never had food to eat.
Plus I think there are a lot of famines also.
Yeah, there were so many famines that Madras famine, Bengal famine that you read. Now we call it Chennai obviously, but they used to call it Madras. Now all of these were introduced, man, and therefore our ancestors did not get anything to eat. So our body became adapted to caloric deprivation.
Yes.
Now India has become independent. We are the 4th largest economy in the world, and now हम खाना खाते हैं, कार्बोहाइड्रेट से आते हैं, और हमारी बॉडी शॉक में है. इतना खाना, so much of food. So our body doesn't know what to do. So sir, in fact, the Indian government was planning to sue the British government. They are not going to return the Kohinoor, but
I think they should sue.
Yeah, I mean, this is criminal, sir. This is actually war crimes that have been conducted, though I would not like to make it sound geopolitical because we have academic audience at the moment. But then this is totally an impact of the defective genetics that we have inherited, that you are having healthy, so-called young healthy people dying suddenly, right? I mean, I'll not get into that cardiomyopathies and all those reasons of sudden cardiac death that you have listened to me so many times. But yeah, I mean, Moody is something where I want you to remember at least 2 points. Moody 3 is the commonest one, and Moody 2 is a mild format where only lifestyle modification is required. So whether it is practice, whether it's MCQ, if he says Moody 2, then you will mention that the patient would be requiring only lifestyle modification.
So lastly, we have gestational diabetes mellitus, that is, which is occurring in pregnancy. Again, the most preferred drug is insulin, but अगर mother कहती है कि मुझे injection नहीं लेने, तो apart from insulin, 2 oral drug approved है, that is metformin and glyburide. So again, sir, why diabetes in pregnancy could be harmful?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the mother's perspective, that's okay. But then you always, are having issues with the baby as well. So there could be like teratogenicity and gestational diabetes would not contribute to teratogenicity in a sense that you need pre-existing diabetes for this. But yeah, infant diabetic mother will then have multiple metabolic problems.
Absolutely. And sir, these were the 4 main types of diabetes जो अभी तक हम पढ़ते थे. But what about type 5 diabetes?
Again, that malnutrition related diabetes, कि जो हमारा मेरास्मस का पेशेंट है तो उसको तो खाने को ही नहीं मिला ना, उसका पैंक्रियाज एट्रोफी हो गया. तो malnutrition related diabetes is that the type 5 diabetes that we're talking about, and there have been recent studies regarding it. And ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि this is something new. This has been there, man, 20 years ago also. We used to read about fibrocalculus pancreatic diabetes, which was again because of malnutrition only. So it's like the marasmus part which contributes to that atrophy of pancreas. With the pancreatic mass is less, the beta cell mass is less. So again, you have is diabetes, but the etiology perspective is different as contrast to type 1 where there's gonna be like an autoimmune damage.
And I think type 5 diabetes could be a term जो हमें याद रखनी चाहिए developing nations और Indian perspective से. So that becomes an important point. Now let's talk about the various types of insulin. So insulin, remember, they are basically of 2 types. Remember, एक पेशेंट में हम एक इंसुलिन नहीं देते, कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इंसुलिन देते हैं. एक होता है बोलस इंसुलिन जो शॉर्ट एक्टिंग इंसुलिन होती है, और हम देते हैं लॉन्ग एक्टिंग जिसे हम बेसल इंसुलिन बोलते हैं. नाउ बोलस इंसुलिन आर टेकन जस्ट बिफोर मील्स एंड दे आर गिवन टू कंट्रोल पीपीएच. रिमेंबर, पीपीएच पोस्टपार्टम हेमरेज नहीं बोलेंगे, इट इज रैदर पोस्ट प्रैंडियल हाइपरग्लाइसीमिया. एंड बेसल इंसुलिन का काम है कैटाबॉलिज्म को इनहिबिट करना. इसीलिए आप सब जानते हैं कि जब पेशेंट इंसुलिन लेता है, इंसुलिन एक एनाबॉलिक हार्मोन है, पेशेंट का वेट रिस्टोर या वेट गेन होता है. सो व्हाट आर द कॉम्बिनेशंस वी हैव इन बोलस इंसुलिन? आइदर वी कैन गिव अल्ट्रा शॉर्ट और शॉर्ट एक्टिंग इंसुलिन. They contain S alphabet, Lispro, Aspart या Gludocine. Or we can also give regular insulin, which is a short acting insulin. एक 15 minutes पहले देना है, regular insulin 30 minutes पहले देना है. Apart from bolus, we have basal insulin, NPH, neutral protamine H-don, जिसे दिन में 2 बार देना है, twice a day. ग्लार्जीन लेंटस नाम से आती है, दिन में 1 बार देना है. एंड वी हैव डेग्लूडेक विच एक्ट्स फॉर 42 आवर्स, इसे 2 दिन में 1 बार देना है. बट यस, द सर वाज टेलिंग अबाउट एन इंसुलिन इकोडेक. सर, आई वांट टू आस्क यू, इकोडेक अभी इंडिया में अप्रूव नहीं हुई है.
हाँ, नहीं वो तो ठीक है, मतलब बेसिकली लाइक व्हाट आई वांटेड यू गाइस टू बी अवेयर ऑफ दिस फैक्ट, बट द अप्रूवल्स आर ऑन आई थिंक 2025 या 2026 के बेसिस पे. सो या आई मीन द पॉइंट इज once a week वाला इंसुलिन इज द लॉन्ग एक्टिंग इंसुलिन. सो आवर पेशेंट्स वुड ऑब्वियसली प्रेफर, राइट, आई मीन टेकिंग अ इंजेक्शन मल्टीपल टाइम्स ऑफ डे इज समथिंग दैट पीपल वुड नॉट लाइक, एंड दैट ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेन्स द फैक्ट दैट इफ दे आस्क यू रिगार्डिंग what is the preferred method of insulin delivery, we would prefer a insulin pump. The technical word that I want you to remember and that we have discussed in the main video says CSII, that is a continuous subcutaneous insulin infusion. So this is going to regulate the amount of insulin delivery that would be happening in a patient. So I repeat my statement, CSII is the preferred delivery. Obviously, like if somebody cannot afford an insulin pump, we definitely have other methods like an insulin pen can be used. And when you talk about an insulin pen, I just want to say one simple fact. When you are going to be telling type 1 diabetic patient regarding the mother telling her that the injection has to be taken, she's gonna say, sir, my kid is super scared of injections, so like how do you expect him to take an injection? So the needle is very, very fine. It's like 32G, the length is only 5 millimeter for the lancet, so it's literally a painless and a bloodless delivery of insulin that is happening in that case. So you would see a lot of children making YouTube videos, man. and the child is injecting his insulin over the anterabdominal wall. So there the learning for you guys is preferred site of insulin delivery is the anterabdominal wall. Now we'll not get into in this video the technical parts of where exactly would you be injecting, because that I've discussed in the main videos, and how do you go for the site. I mean, the same site is not going to be reused again and again. And here you can see a person scanning his blood sugar values on the basis of just scanning with the mobile phone, just like you know, at any place. You go to a kiosk, you go to any place in India, you use a UPI and you just scan your phone and you can make a payment. Here you can, you know, get a actual value of whatever is the blood sugar. And pricking, you know, the glucometer thing is something which is like very, very annoying and very depressing for anybody. If you have a diabetic in your family, you'll relate better to what I'm saying, that, you know, checking your blood sugar again and again by pricking or capillary blood glucose is not something that is recommended. So yeah, I mean, you know, in the routine section, we'll talk about time in range. We'll talk about how much time, how much blood sugar value should be present for how much percentage time of the day. But at the moment, like what I just want to bring to your attention is, if it just says what is the best way for monitoring of diabetes mellitus, the long-term control perspective, it's not a glycosylated hemoglobin, it would be CGM, that is continuous glucose monitor. And then yeah, obviously you can sync it to an insulin pump and you can deliver it over the anterabdominal wall. A question for you guys, quickly comment, the Teflon catheter which is present here should be changed after. I want the comment, I'll not give the answer here. The Teflon catheter should be changed after how much duration? For the insulin pump, you can see a insulin pump, then you can see a Teflon catheter. So that has to be changed on a, and it has to be changed, right? So after how much duration it can be changed? That would also let me know whether you've listened to the main videos or not. But anyway, this is one of the preferred deliveries that we're talking about. And sir, your input.
So as we know that taking injection on regular basis will be cumbersome. कोई भी injection रोज लेना नहीं चाहता, और स्पेशली जब लाइफ लॉन्ग लेना पड़े. So yes, इंसुलिन का nasal spray भी अवेलेबल है. That is Afrezza insulin is the only insulin right now available as a nasal spray. So इसमें एक स्पेशल पंप होता है जिसमें ड्राई पाउडर फॉर्म में इंसुलिन को इनहेल किया जाता है नॉस्ट्रिल से. Now this is also a very short acting insulin. In fact, ये इंजेक्टेबल इंसुलिन से भी शॉर्टर एक्टिंग है. So that is why it is also a bolus insulin. But remember, इसको कभी भी सिंगल इंसुलिन यूज नहीं करना. इसके साथ हमेशा बेसल इंसुलिन के इंजेक्शन हमें देने हैं. Now insulin being a peptide hormone can be an irritant. That is why इसे एस्थमा COPD वाले पेशेंट्स में अवॉइड करते हैं. एंड इंसुलिन बीइंग एन एनाबॉलिक हार्मोन कैन कॉज ग्रोथ ऑफ सेल्स. तो इसके साथ हमेशा रिस्क रहता है लंग कैंसर का. ये एक थ्योरेटिकल रिस्क है, अभी तक देखा नहीं गया, बट जब भी नेजल इंसुलिन Afrezza लेने जाएंगे उस पर एक ब्लैक बॉक्स वार्निंग होती है दैट इट मे पोज अ रिस्क ऑफ लंग कैंसर. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट इंसुलिन. बट नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट the beautiful list of drugs. Apart from insulin we have, let's call them as OHA, oral hypoglycemic agent. But I would like to tell you one thing, OHA जो term है वो misleading है, क्योंकि सारे के सारे ड्रग ओरल नहीं होते और इनमें मेजॉरिटी ऑफ ड्रग हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया नहीं करते. इसीलिए बेटर टर्म होती है AHA, एंटी हाइपरग्लाइसेमिक एजेंट. तो पहले बात करते हैं वो ड्रग्स जो पैंक्रियास के लेवल पे काम करेंगे. द फर्स्ट क्लास ऑफ ड्रग वी आर हैविंग इज इंसुलिन सिक्रीटावर्ब. तो ये ड्रग इंसुलिन बीटा सेल्स ऑफ पैंक्रियास में जाएंगे और डायरेक्टली इंसुलिन का सिक्रीशन इंक्रीज करेंगे बाय क्लोजिंग सम ATP sensitive potassium channel, which we can see in the long video. So what are the drugs we have? बहुत easy है याद करना. These drugs, they will start with the word gly, like glimepiride, glipizide, gliclazide, easy हो गया, or they will end with the word glenide. So these are insulin secretagogue. Now I want to ask you one question. क्योंकि ये इंसुलिन का सिक्रीशन कर रहे हैं, इंसुलिन एक एनाबॉलिक हार्मोन है. My first question is, इनसे वेट लॉस होगा कि वेट गेन होगा? Yes. Write in the comment section, yes, these drugs, they will produce weight gain. And because they are causing insulin secretion, क्या इनसे hypoglycemia का रिस्क होगा? The answer is yes, they can cause hypoglycemia. So if you are prescribing, let's say, glimepiride to your patient, हमेशा पेशेंट को बोलना है कि सर आपने दवाई खाई है, खाना खाना मत भूलना या खाने को डिले मत करना. Otherwise, hypoglycemia could be dangerous. Now we have a beautiful class of a drug that is GLP-1 analog. GLP stands for glucagon-like peptide. Now the point is, just imagine करिए, आपने खाना खाया, जैसे खाना फूड आपके स्टमक इंटेस्टाइन में पहुंचता है, स्ट्रेचिंग होती है, तो एक क्लास ऑफ केमिकल रिलीज होते हैं जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं इंक्रेटिन्स या फिर GLP-1, और इनका भी क्या काम होता है, बीटा सेल्स ऑफ पैनक्रियास पे जाना, एंड दे विल प्रमोट इंसुलिन सिक्रीशन। एंड रिमेंबर दीज ड्रग्स दे विल एंड विद द वर्ड नाटाइड या फिर ग्लूटाइड, लाइक एक्जेनाटाइड, लीराग्लूटाइड, सीमाग्लूटाइड। इसमें जो सबसे पहला ड्रग आप देख रहे हैं एक्जेनाटाइड, बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल हिस्ट्री है इसकी। इस ड्रग को हमने पॉइजनस लिजर्ड के सलाइवा से बनाया था, and the person who identified this molecule was awarded also, so इसकी हिस्ट्री जरूर पढ़िएगा, but it was a very short acting drug। फिर हमने क्या किया, लीराग्लूटाइड बनाया, बड़ा लॉन्ग एक्टिंग, वंस अ डे देते हैं, और उससे भी ज्यादा लॉन्गेस्ट एक्टिंग ड्रग हमेशा याद रखना है, सीमाग्लूटाइड इंजेक्शन है, वंस अ वीक तक दे सकते हैं, बट द गुड थिंग इज सीमाग्लूटाइड अब ओरली भी अवेलेबल है। एग्रीड? नाउ दीज ड्रग्स, अब मैं आपसे सवाल पूछता हूं, क्या ये वेट गेन करेंगे कि वेट लॉस करेंगे? आप सब आंसर कर रहे होंगे वेट गेन, बट रिमेंबर दीज ड्रग्स दे विल प्रोमोट वेट लॉस। सर ऐसा क्यों? बिकॉज दीज ड्रग्स दे एक्ट ऑन ब्रेन, ये ब्रेन पे जाते हैं और एपेटाइट को सप्रेस करते हैं। अब यार आप खाना ही नहीं खाओगे तो मोटे कहां से होगे? सो व्हाई देयर विल बी इंक्रीज इन वेट? सो दैट इज व्हाई अभी हमने पहली स्लाइड में ओजेम्पिक के बारे में पढ़ा, दैट वाज सीमाग्लूटाइड, and another drug is liraglutide. These two anti-diabetic drug, because they cause weight loss, they have been approved as a anti-obesity drug. But कहानी यही नहीं खत्म हुई, अब इससे भी एक बेटर ड्रग आ गया है। आई थिंक सर इस ड्रग का पोटेंशियल जो आपने बेस्ट ड्रग बताया सीमाग्लूटाइड, इससे भी ज्यादा है, और बहुत सारे ट्रायल्स में ये ड्रग सीमाग्लूटाइड से भी ज्यादा एफिकेशियस पाया गया, वेट लॉस भी ज्यादा करता है। एंड दैट ब्यूटीफुल ड्रग जो अभी रिसेंटली इंडिया में अप्रूव हुआ है, दैट इज टिरजेपाटाइड, एंड दिस टिरजेपाटाइड इज अ डुअल एनालॉग। ये GLP-1 तो है ही, कुछ GIP एनालॉग भी होता है। सो रिमेंबर इट इज इवन बेटर ड्रग एज कंपेयर टू सीमाग्लूटाइड, एंड हमने देखा कि ये सीमाग्लूटाइड से भी ज्यादा वेट लॉस करता है। नाउ दीज ड्रग्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट रिमेंबर जितने भी GLP होते हैं थोड़ी देर के बाद हमारी बॉडी में डिग्रेड हो जाते हैं एक एंजाइम से, DPP-4 एंजाइम से, दैट इज डाइपेप्टिडिल पेप्टिडेस 4 एंजाइम, इनको डिग्रेड कर देते हैं। GLP डायबिटिक के लिए अच्छे होते हैं। सो कैन वी मेक अ ड्रग known as DPP-4 inhibitor? तो let's inhibit this enzyme which will increase the level of endogenous GLP-1, और इन ड्रग के एंड में वर्ड आता है ग्लिप्टिन। सो पहला ड्रग लीनाग्लिप्टिन जो रीनल सेफ है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट MCQ है, सीटाग्लिप्टिन और सेक्साग्लिप्टिन। सो दीज आर द DPP-4 inhibitor. These drugs are weight neutral drug. Now sir, I would like to tell you one thing. Weight loss ठीक है, ओबीस लोगों में इंपॉर्टेंट है, कई बार वेट न्यूट्रल होना भी इंपॉर्टेंट है। जस्ट इमेजिन करिए एक एथलीट है, बॉक्सर है, उसको अपना वेट स्ट्रिक्टली मेंटेन करना है। वेट गेन हुआ तो प्रॉब्लम है, वेट लॉस हुआ तो कैटेगरी बदल जाती है। सो समटाइम्स वी नीड वेट न्यूट्रल ड्रग ऑल्सो। नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द ड्रग्स विच विल एक्ट ऑन पेरिफेरल ऑर्गन अपार्ट फ्रॉम पैंक्रियास, अ ब्यूटिफुल ड्रग। दिस ड्रग, लेट मी गिव यू अ हिंट, ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ड्रग है, हमेशा हम टाइप 2 डायबिटीज में देते हैं। ये लिवर पे काम करता है, हेपेटिक ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस को इनहिबिट करता है। ये ड्रग एंटी एजिंग ड्रग भी है, दैट मींस इफ यू ईट दिस ड्रग आप ज्यादा जियोगे, तो मैं कहूंगा खाना शुरू कर दो। सो यस, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ एंटी डायबिटिक ड्रग एक्टिंग ऑन लिवर इज मेटफॉर्मिन। सो मेटफॉर्मिन इनहिबिट हेपेटिक ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस, और इंसुलिन का भी काम ग्लूकोनियोजेनेसिस को इनहिबिट करना ही होता है। सो दैट इज व्हाई कैन वी से metformin reduce peripheral resistance of insulin on liver. Now remember one point, that metformin is always started in type 2 diabetes. तो सर apart from type 2 diabetes, can you give a highlight कि metformin हम PCOD में भी क्यों देते हैं?
There's a concomitant insulin resistance, तो
And similarly I would say antipsychotic drug like clozapine वगैरह, इनसे भी type 2 diabetes ही होती है। So PCOD, एंटीसाइकोटिक ड्रग इंड्यूस्ड डायबिटीज, वहां पे भी हमें मेटफॉर्मिन स्टार्ट करना है। नाउ द प्रॉब्लम विद मेटफॉर्मिन, वी ऑल नो इट कैन कॉज B12 डेफिशिएंसी एंड इट कैन कॉज लैक्टिक एसिडोसिस। नाउ अनदर ड्रग, एक तो हो गया लिवर पे, अब बात करते हैं एडिपोस टिश्यू पे। सो एडिपोज टिश्यू पे कौन सा ड्रग काम करता है? दैट इज pioglitazone by acting on a very special receptor PPAR gamma receptor which we can see in regular video. So इसकी वजह से lipogenesis होती है, anabolic action होता है. So can we say इंसुलिन का भी यही काम है? Now I want to ask you, अगर कोई आपसे सवाल पूछे कौन सा ड्रग लाइपोजेनेसिस करेगा जिससे वेट गेन होगा, योर आंसर शुड बी pioglitazone. So pioglitazone causes weight gain while metformin, सर एक कंट्रोवर्सी है, मेटफॉर्मिन वेट न्यूट्रल है कि वेट लॉस करता है?
जो एडीए का डॉक्यूमेंट है दैट सेज द वर्ड कि वो वेट न्यूट्रल ड्रग है, तो आई थिंक बट आपने जो बोला विल गो विद दैट.
सर इस कंट्रोवर्सी को सॉल्व करते हैं. हैरिसन कहती है वेट न्यूट्रल है,
हैरिसन
ठीक है सर, और हमारी गुडमैन गिलमैन फार्मा की कहती है कि ये थिन लोगों में वेट न्यूट्रल है, ओबीस लोगों में वेट लॉस करता है.
ओके.
तो मैं तो यही कहूंगा सर, जिसके पास खोने को कुछ नहीं है उसमें क्या करेगा? जिसके पास खोने को है वो मोटे लोग हैं, ओबीस लोग हैं, उन्हीं में सिर्फ वो माइल्ड वेट लॉस करता है. सो अगर आपके पास क्वेश्चन आता है, सो रिमेंबर टाइप 2 डायबिटिक ज्यादातर क्या होते हैं? ओबीस ही होते हैं. यस, इट कॉजेस वेट लॉस. Now let's talk about a drug that will act on GIT, और GIT से ये कार्बोहाइड्रेट की एब्जॉर्प्शन कम करेगा by inhibiting alpha glucosidase enzyme. So let me ask you, ये ड्रग टाइप 1 डायबिटीज में भी अप्रूव था, टाइप 2 में तो है ही. So which drug I am talking about? I am talking about acarbose. It reduces GIT absorption of carbohydrate. And let's come to the last drug which will act on PCT of nephron, किडनी पे, और इनहिबिट करेगा SGLT2 ट्रांसपोर्टर, दैट स्टैंड्स फॉर सोडियम ग्लूकोज ट्रांसपोर्टर 2. अगर हम इस ट्रांसपोर्टर को इनहिबिट करेंगे, सोडियम और ग्लूकोज रीएब्सॉर्ब नहीं होगा, सो पेशेंट को क्या होगा? ग्लूकोज यूरिया और सोडियम का भी एक्सक्रीशन यूरिन में इंक्रीज होगा. सो कौन से ड्रग यूरिन का फ्लो बढ़ाएंगे? फ्लोजिन वाले ड्रग लाइक कैनाग्लिफ्लोजिन, dapagliflozin, empagliflozin. So any sir, why these drugs are becoming very famous?
You see, one of the very important things is कि इसके साथ में there would be salt losses also. Now, because of the salt loss, there would be about a 4 to 5 millimeter fall in the systolic blood pressure of a patient. And because of that fall of systolic blood pressure, the stress on the heart would relatively be lesser. So there would be a cardioprotective effect as well. So SGLT2 inhibitors are raised nowadays because of one cardioprotective effect. If you're gonna be having a cardioprotective effect, it would be beneficial for the kidney as well. So what you're noticing is that these drugs are slowing the progression of diabetic nephropathy. They are slowing the progression of the damage to the heart. So because of the cardio and the renoprotective nature of these two drugs, that is why this is like a rage nowadays, because a lot of patients who are having ischemic cardiomyopathy due to triple vessel disease, they would also be going into congestive heart failure. And yep, I mean, we would be then using these drugs.
So sir, because there is glucosuria, can you predict, ये सवाल आप सब कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखेंगे कि क्योंकि इनसे ग्लूकोसूरिया हो रहा है, यूरिन में ग्लूकोज हो रहा है, तो इनका मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट साइड इफेक्ट क्या होगा ग्लिफ्लोजिन वाले ड्रग का. सो आई एम वेटिंग फॉर योर आंसर्स इन द कमेंट. बट आई वांट टू टेल यू वन थिंग, ये जो ग्लिफ्लोजिन वाले ड्रग है हमने सबसे पहले टाइप 1 डायबिटीज के लिए बनाए थे. बट टाइप 1 डायबिटीज में ड्रग को अब हम नहीं देते, इनको हम सिर्फ टाइप 2 डायबिटीज में देते हैं. द रीजन इज दीज ड्रग्स दे इंक्रीज द रिस्क ऑफ DKA. That stands for diabetic ketoacidosis, which is more commonly seen in type 1 diabetes. So this is all about diabetes mellitus. I hope you have enjoyed this session. Like us, best wishes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to come out with a series of these integrated video lectures. So this is just a trailer. We're trying to introduce to you that when you would be having two experts talking about, how are we, integrating the two systems, then we'll have a more detailed discussion. And yeah, another additional point is the euglycemic diabetic ketoacidosis that can be seen with SGLT2 inhibitors. So it was really, nice interacting with you, sir. Let's do a fist bump, sir. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll keep you posted with respect to the integrated series that we're going to come up very soon. Thank you so much.